talk about all sorts of things in a barber shop.
Fitness.
That's school.
Family,
Personal life. Just natural conversation, really.
my new partner. It's usually holidays. How my boss winds me up all the time.
I'm a teacher, so like normally how bad the kids have behaved.
How my customers don't appreciate me. How I'm not paid enough.
Anything that pops into my mind that he would know about, I talk to Ken about.
Meet Ken Hermes, the barber from Essex who lost his dad to suicide and transformed this barbershop into a safe space for men and boys to discuss their feelings over their regular haircut. The barber's chair has long stood in for the therapist's chaise longue, providing our fathers, brothers, sons, and friends with an alternative space to air their thoughts. According to statistics, men are 3 times more likely to take their own life than women in the UK. And now, we take you behind the cut to find out why.
I think men face lots of barriers when it comes to talking about mental health. You have to think, my age is only 2 or 3 generations away from the World War II generation, where the men would come home, try to talk, and be silenced, and then they brought their children up to be strong and silent. There's a lot of stigma around men needing to be strong, needing to be role models and breadwinners. And I think that men in general feel that they should be ashamed if they show any sign of weakness. I didn't really know what mental health was until I was 15, and then I lost my dad to suicide. That's when I learnt about what depression was, and even then I didn't realise that depression was mental health. It wasn't something that was taught in schools when I was younger. It was something that the policeman had to explain to me, and that was my first experience ever with mental health. The statistics were that 75% of all suicides were men, and it was the biggest killer of men under the age of 45. We're nearly 14 years on and that statistic hasn't changed. There's been a lot more awareness and a lot more work done on mental health, but the statistics haven't changed one bit. So I've just launched a community interest company called the Hermes Project. Project 1 is there to look after and provide specific support for children that have been bereaved by parental suicide. 13, 14 years ago there wasn't the support there that I needed. Project number 2 is taking this environment that we're in, the barbershop environment where men feel very comfortable to talk, but moving it into their place of work or education, and it would be a place where we have a private room and we're able to offer free services for the men and allow them to get something off their mind. The barbershop's a really safe space for men, and we get really up close and personal, and I could be shaving a man, giving him a massage on his face, and that's really, really personal and intimate. You break down the physical barriers, so actually the mental barriers and the barriers of conversation no longer exist either, because he trusts me entirely right now. I've got a blade to his throat. Then he feels he can emotionally open up to me as well and have a conversation that maybe he's wanted to have for years but hasn't felt that relationship. Equally, the man might not know me, so he doesn't feel judged, and I'm stood behind him. He might not see my reaction. Again, he doesn't feel judged. When I'm doing a hot towel treatment, your senses are taken away from you. You've got a towel over your ears and eyes, so you can't hear, you can't see, you are relaxed, and then you feel almost invited to open up because I've brought you into my realm, into my environment.
Started coming here about 3 months ago, and Ken was the first guy in here that started cutting my beard and my hair. It's a lot more than that now. I speak to him about everything. To be honest, I work on my own. I don't have many work colleagues, so coming here it gives me a chance to actually speak to someone. So it's a lot more personal than just the haircut itself.
So I work for a company called Gould Barbers, and we've just partnered up with Movember. We've got 32 shops across the country and over 100 barbers. And all of our barbers are trained in Mo-rated barber scheme, which teaches barbers how to recognise signs of mental health and well-being, how to speak and ask the right direct questions, and also where to send the gentleman that may need help too. What's great is that Movember is about physical and mental health, so it's tackling the 2 biggest killers of men, which are prostate cancer and suicide. Yeah, so I became a father when I was 19, so that had an impact on my mental health anyway, as you can imagine. I want my children to be emotionally well and emotionally intelligent, as well as academically well and academically intelligent. I want them to have a sense of the real world, and I guess I am in 2 minds because I wasn't aware of mental health when I was their ages, but at the same time perhaps my own mental health would be better if I was. I'm going to New York for my 30th. I'm going to be an old man.
But what if I want to come here and you're in New York?
I'm only away for 6 days, mate.
Oh, okay, never mind.
By starting young and that becoming as frequent as asking how your day was, how their mental health is, we won't need to have conversations with men, and hopefully that's when the statistic will start to lower. When I'm physically cutting hair, I'm in my own world and I'm happy, and I'm having banter with the customers and we're bouncing off of each other and we're building relationships that hopefully are going to last a lifetime. I get a lot of my own well-being out of that as well.
Barbers are extremely good at leading you into a conversation.
He takes interest in what I'm doing at the time.
He's my guy now.
It's really nice to be able to talk to someone without needing to worry about whether they'll understand or not.
Yeah, I can't go to anybody else now, so it's just me and him.